Now at the local shrine, temple, this is a temple, sorry. This place has its own cemetery. This cemetery is probably quite large. It probably does a few hundred houses, this place. Like the cemetery around my place does about 40 houses. So this one's quite large. So everyone comes up and prays. Today's the 13th, so all the spirits come home today. People put up lanterns so they can find their way. So here's everyone over here praying, and then they go inside to the temple in here and they'll pray inside to the temple. So they've got it all set up inside. So this is one cemetery. In Japan they have many cemeteries. Each area will have their own cemetery. Some places have really big ones. I used to work in Okazaki and there was a big cemetery there. It was huge. You could drive through it. It had roads going through it. It was really big. So, but out in rural areas like where I live, we have a lot of small cemeteries. We'll have a look at the cemetery near my house on the way home. But that's sort of it. So Obon is usually a week's holiday. People have a week's holiday. So usually there's three main holidays in Japan. You have New Year, you got Golden Week and Obon. Now these are times when people return home to their hometown and visit. A lot of people don't live where they were born anymore. They move away for work or different things. You know, they get married and they live, like a woman, she'll get married and live with her husband's parents and maybe different place. So Obon, they'll come home and then they'll go to the cemetery, pray and that sort of thing. Usually have dinner. So today's the 13th, so it's the big day. And then the 14th, and then on the 15th, the spirits, the ancestors return to where they came from. So that's sort of Obon. Now you can see here, car park, it's empty. All the companies are closed. So car park, everyone's closed. So it's very hard. People in Japan get like 20 holidays a year, but it is very hard to take holidays. They can have a couple of days at a time sort of thing. It's very hard to have holidays. But 3 times a year they usually have these long holidays where they have a week off. So it's not too bad. People can, you know, relax and catch up with family. A lot of people travel home. Highways are really busy. Shinkansens are flat out. You have to get a reserved seat or you can't get on. It's really, really hard. So that's sort of how Obon works. It's not a bad time of the year, but it is hot, humid. It's humid as anything today. But yeah, we'll have a look at the cemetery around home. Now another thing about Obon, in houses, not so much new houses, but older houses, like the in-laws, they got one, and the aunt, she's got one. They have butsudans, so they got a room where they have a butsudan. Now butsudan, these things can range from very small to very large, and so can the price. So some of these butsudans can be worth 100 grand. They're huge, some, and they're like made of gold. They're all gold plated and everything. And people pray, they put incense in it and pray. And at Obon, people take gifts around and put the gift like an offering on the butsudan. Like wife, she'll go buy some gifts later on and she'll take one to the aunt's house and put it on the butsudan there and pray. The uncle, he died a few years ago. And do the same at her parents' place tonight. She'll go down there and do down there. And then they'll come up, they'll do that and then they'll come up and pray at the cemetery here. So now this cemetery here, under 40 houses we've got. So this one takes over, this is 2 areas. You have our area, which is Area 9, and Area 10. So Area 9 has about 13 houses. Area 20 has about 22 houses. Konnichiwa. And then people come and pray at the things. So here you've got all the different families. All the different families have their own butsudan. So you have the family names on them. And people come and pray on them. ね、蒸し暑いね。ね。そう。ね。So this is our family on Toyama. But yeah, they all have their different ones. And people come and pray. Konnichiwa. And that's sort of a bit how Obon works. There is a lot more detailed explanations to it. If you look back at some of my old videos, maybe a year or two ago, I did make one on Obon and it goes right into it. But that's just a rough thing today about how it sort of works. So people like it because they have a week off work. So it's a nice relaxing time. And a lot of people go meet their family that they maybe haven't seen for 4 or 5 months. They go and meet. So many families meet up 3 times a year, like I was saying. Usually have dinner together. So tonight have sort of dinner together. And yeah, it's quite good. Everyone catches up. It's quite nice. Nice time of the year. Anyway, that's it for the day. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Till next time, catch you later.